Welcome to our video about the fascinating world of Pokemon and their placement on the Tree of Life. Today, we take a closer look at Moth and its relationship with Butterfree. Ready? Let's go! The Erebidae are a family of moths in the superfamily Noctuidae. The family is among the largest families of moths by species count and contains a wide variety of well-known macromoth groups. The family includes the underwings, Catocala, litter moths, Hermionine, tiger, lichen, footman and wasp moths, Arctini, tussock moths, Limontrini, including the Arctic woolly bear moth, Genifera groenlandica, Winkwithafram 1, fruit-piercing moths, Calpini and others, Micronoctuid moths, Micronoctuini, snout moths, Hypanini, and Zales, though many of these common names can also refer to moths outside the Erebidae, for example, crambid snout moths. Some of the Erebid moths are called owlets. The sizes of the adults range from among the largest of all moths, around 12 in, 305 mm, wingspan in the white witch, to the smallest of the macromoths, 0.25 in, 6 mm, wingspan in some of the Micronoctuini. The coloration of the adults spans the full range of dull, drab, and camouflaged, e.g., Zale lunifera and litter moths, to vivid, contrasting, and colorful, e.g., Agonane and tiger moths. The moths are found on all continents except Antarctica. Adult moths of Erebidae have quadruped forewings and usually quadrifine hindwings, meaning that each wing includes a cubital vein that splits into four, explained further in the classification section. The tribe Micronoctuini instead has bifine hindwings, meaning the same vein splits into two. Aside from this, adult Erebidae usually have an unscaled clypeofrons and broad forewings, and the hindwings often have patterns. Scoliopterygini, Calpini and some Erebini have modified proboscises to pierce fruit skins. Limontrini and some Arctini, instead have a highly reduced proboscis. The overall appearance may be colorful, e.g. Arctini, Agonane, or cryptic, e.g. Hermionine. 2. Larvae are usually smooth in appearance, but larvae of Arctini, woolly bears, and Limontrini are hairy. Larvae of Arctini and Limontrini have fully developed prolegs, Agonane and Hermionine have fully developed or slightly reduced prolegs, and prolegs in some other subfamilies are reduced or absent as an adaptation to arboreal living. Semi-loopers adults of some Erebidae pierce fruit to suck out juices, leading them to be called fruit-piercing moths. And those of Calyptra can also pierce mammalian skin to suck out blood. Larvae are mostly herbivorous, like most Lepidopteran larvae, and different taxa prefer different plants. Lithocini, Arctini, larvae are unusual in feeding on algae and lichens, hence lichen moths. Most Hermionine larvae feed on dead or withered leaves, hence litter moths, rather than living leaves. Among the Noctuidae, the Erebidae can be broadly defined by the wing characteristics of the adults, with support from phylogenetic studies. The cubital forewing vein, which runs outward from the base of a wing to the outer margin, splits into two, bifid, 3, trifid, or 4, quadrifid, veins from the medial area to the outer margin. These split veins are named M2, M3, Qua1, and Qua2 in order toward the inner margin. A trifid forewing has either a reduced or vestigial M2 vein, or the M2 vein does not connect to the cubital veins, while M2 is as thick as M3 and connects or nearly connects to M3 in a quadrifid forewing. The same splitting of the hindwing cubital vein has analogous terms bifine, trifine, and quadrifine. The Erebidae typically have quadrifid forewings and quadrifine hindwings, though the Micronoctuini are exceptional with their bifine hindwings. Among the related families, most Erebidae are quadrifid moths like the Utiliidae, Nallidae, and Noctuidae, and unlike the trifid Enosandridae and Notodontidae. And among the quadrifid moths, the Erebidae have quadrifine hindwings like the typical Nallidae and Utiliidae, and unlike the typical Noctuidae. 2, 4, 5. Phylogenetic studies in the present century have helped to clarify the relationships between the structurally diverse lineages within the Noctuidae and within the Erebidae. Morphological studies had led to a classification in which the monophyletic Arctini, Limontrini, and Micronoctuini were treated as families, and the other Erebid lineages were largely grouped within the Noctuidae. Recent studies combining genetic characteristics with the morphological ones revealed that the former Noctuidae were paraphyletic, and some of the lineages within the Noctuidae were more closely related to the Arctini, Lymantrini, and Micronoctuini families than to the other lineages within the Noctuidae. The determination of these phylogenetic relationships has led to the present classification scheme in which several clades were rearranged, while kept mostly intact, and others were split apart. The Erebidae are one monophyletic family among 6 in the Noctuidea. A more strictly defined family, Noctuidae, is also monophyletic, but the family lacks the quatrephine moths, now placed as part of the Erebidae. Some subfamilies of the Noctuidae, such as the Hermannini, were moved as a whole to Erebidae. Other subfamilies, including the Acontini and Calpini, were each split apart. The Arctini became an Erebid subfamily placed next to the closely related Hermannini. The Lymantrini became another Erebid subfamily placed near the Pangraptini. The rank of the Micronoctuini was changed from family to tribe to include the clade as a lineage within the Hypenotomy. The Erebidae are currently divided into 18 subfamilies, some of which are strongly supported by phylogenetic analysis and may persist through further study, while others are weakly supported and may be redefined again. That's it for now. In the next episode, we'll take a closer look at Dugtrio and its relationship with Loriciotheria. Feel free to subscribe to our channel, leave a like, and check in next time.